Hey, Motorman here. If you've been to this channel before, you know that I'm no stranger to controversy. I'll say whatever I want to say. This is my YouTube channel. So today, I'm going to pick the 6 most beautiful motorcycles ever made. And to fit into my criteria for the most beautiful motorcycles, not only do they have to be pretty, but they have to be a real motorcycle. They have to be able to be ridden and ridden enjoyably. So let's take a look. Well, all right, we're going to start with the BMW 1600B for baggers. Now, I know a lot of people, this might be controversial in itself, but this is, to me, a beautiful motorcycle from every angle. Not only is it a beautiful motorcycle and superior as far as styling to the R18 variations, which I think are kind of an abomination. This is a beautiful motorcycle. It is the modern interpretation of a modern bagger. It's got 160 horsepower, handles beautifully. I've criticized this motorcycle in the past being in as far as not the easiest motorcycle to handle at low speeds. It's great once you get the hang of it, but it's going to take you a lot longer to get the hang of it, the low speed using the clutch and throttle, because it's got such a sensitive clutch and throttle on that bike. So it's going to take you a lot longer to master low speed handling, but just about any other way, this motorcycle is just terrific to look at and to ride. Next, we've got the 1969 Honda CB750. In my eyes, this is a beautiful motorcycle. Every part of it was quality built. In fact, in the day, 1969, it was probably one of the fastest motorcycles around. And some may say the styling is reminiscent of some of the British bikes of the day, and that may be true, but they did a better job, I believe, than Triumph or Norton or BSA or any of them as far as styling. And of course, they were superior as far as reliability. These bikes just kept running and running and running. Great to ride motorcycle back in the day, and still a fun motorcycle both to ride and to look at. So that's why it qualifies for my list. Next, we've got the Triumph Bobber. This is a good-looking bike from any angle. I mean, any place you go on a bike night with this bike, and it draws a crowd. It looks like, to me, what a bobber should look like. That if somebody from just got back from World War II and they took a regular motorcycle and they bobbed the fenders, etc., and they took as much weight off as possible, this is what they would come up with. Except every detail is just perfect on this motorcycle. From every angle, it's beautiful to look at, and it's a great riding motorcycle. Lots of fun, especially around town. It's not a bike made for 1,000-mile days, but 200 miles just fine. Great reliability, smooth motor, lots of power. It's just a great bike to look at and to ride, and that's why it qualifies for my 6th of the most beautiful motorcycles ever made list. And this is a 2016 Fat Boy Low, and I picked the low model because though there are different variations of the Fat Boy, which I believe came out in 1990, to me this is the best looking. They lowered the suspension just a bit, which usually it's not going to help your ride and it's not going to help your handling, but the motorcycle still does a great job, and it's beautiful from every angle. I've never been a fan of the flat paint scheme, but it happens to really look good on this bike. If you're talking about the classic American look, this is it. Willie G hit it out of the ballpark with the Fat Boy, and especially the Fat Boy Low model. From every angle, just beautiful, fun to ride, plenty of torque, more than enough power, and it just looks great. This is the classic American motorcycle. Speaking of classic American style, the Indian Vintage is just beautiful. This is a great interpretation of the Indian from the 1940s, except it looks much better. It's more streamlined, and of course, it rides and handles is just superior to anything you'd find in the 30s or the 40s. Unfortunately, Indian stopped making this model. It's the only Indian model that I look at and I say, yeah, I'm going to have one of these one day. It's a great bike. It's enjoyable, nice ride, handles great. Low speed handling, not nearly as good as the Harleys because of the longer wheelbase, but it's still a fun bike to ride and looks great from every angle. And last but not least, my absolute favorite and what I believe to be the most beautiful motorcycle made today is the 2021 Icon Revival. Now, you may say I'm prejudiced because, well, I've got two of these, and I am, but the reason I bought this bike is because it's such a beautiful machine from every angle. It's classic style, the classic American look. They did a great job with the two-tone paint, with the white and the black under the tank. Plus, it's got the 114 motor, which has got all the power that you'll ever need, plenty of passing power, lots of torque, the wide white walls, the spoke wheels. It is just a beautiful motorcycle, and it had to be number one on my list. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of whiners and complainers out there saying, well, why didn't you pick this model? Or what about that? Well, this is my list, and I put 6 of them in the list. I could have gone on and put 10 or 15 or 20, but this is my top 6 motorcycles. It's strictly my opinion. Whether you respect it or not, it doesn't matter to me. Mention in the comment section below what you think are the 6 top most beautiful motorcycles ever made, and that's fine with me. Styling is objective. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but these are my picks, and I told you why they were my picks. So if you got an argument for that, you got some evidence that something else is prettier and better riding motorcycle, whatever, just comment below or get your own YouTube channel and put up your favorite list.